Okay, let's call the meeting to order. And this is for the joint public hearing with the Planning Commission. Roll call, please.
Weir,
Here.
Asanello,
Present.
Bader, Thurston,
Here?
Schneider, Ramirez. Here. Morris,
Here.
I'd like the roll call for the Planning Commission.
Howlett,
Here.
Chrisman,
Here.
Weir.
Here.
Did you need to call out the others for record?
Oh, I'm sorry, Vianney.
Okay. Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. If I could ask everyone to stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I guess we need to get the public notice read for the record.
Notice is hereby given that the Town Council and the Planning Commission of the Town of Haymarket hold a joint public hearing on Monday, June 27, 2022 at 7 p.m. in the Haymarket Town Hall located at 15000 Washington Street, Suite 100, Haymarket, Virginia, to consider a rezoning application for 6712 Jefferson Street, GPIN 7297897570, and accompanying the zoning text amendment and comprehensive plan amendment. The application proposes to rezone the .3197 acres from residential zoning R1 to transitional commercial TC. The proposed amendments to the zoning and subdivision ordinance, chapter 58 of the town code, include the addition of a transitional housing definition, the addition of transitional housing parking requirements, the addition of transitional housing under the residential use category, allowing transitional housing in the residential R1, residential 2, and transitional commercial district, and the addition of a minimum setback requirement for side yards in the transitional commercial district when abutting a similar district. The amendment to the comprehensive plan will amend the transitional commercial section of the comprehensive plan to accommodate the proposed rezoning at 6712 Jefferson Street. The rezoning application proposed rezoning and accompanying zoning text amendment and comprehensive plan is available on the town's website and for review at Town Hall located at 15000 Washington Street between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. All meetings are open to the public. The town of Haymarket does not discriminate on the basis of disability and admission or access to its programs and activities. The location of this public hearing is believed to be accessible to persons with disabilities. Any person with questions on the accessibility of the facility should contact the town clerk at the above address or by the phone number above. Wish to comment but cannot attend the public hearing, please come to comments to the town clerk, council, Kim Henry, by June 27th at 4:30 p.m. Email Kim K. Henry at town@haymarket.org or by mail at 15000 Washington Street, Suite 100, Haymarket, Virginia.
Okay. Ms. Carriazzi, if you could please give us a brief report on this subject.
Yes, so we're on packet page 7 of your agenda packet tonight. So the background of this rezoning application, we've had discussed it with Planning Commission and Council at previous meetings. The property 6712 Jefferson Street is currently zoned R1 residential district, and the property has two existing residential structures, one fronting Jefferson Street and one 6712B fronting Payne Lane. The property owners previously applied for zoning determination and subsequently an appeal of the zoning determination to the Board of Zoning Appeals. The Board of Zoning Appeals overturned the determination, and subsequently the Town Council filed an appeal with the Circuit Court.
The appeal case is currently ongoing. Recently, in 2022, an interested party carried to full term came forward with an interest to purchase the property and rehabilitate the structures for use for their organization. The organization works with expecting women to provide assistance, support, and housing when otherwise would not be able to acquire those necessities to successfully carry their pregnancy to full term and provide for their newborn child. Based on this interest in the property, the Town Council has deliberated and initiated a rezoning, comprehensive plan amendment, and zoning text amendment in an effort to seek a resolution to the ongoing litigation. On the following pages, you will find the synopsis and summary of what we are presenting. So the Town Council is proposing a rezoning of this property from residential 1 to transitional commercial, an accompanying zoning text amendment that would add a definition of transitional housing to our definitions. It would also add the necessary minimum off-street parking for this use type. It would also add in the use chart the transitional housing under a residential use category, allowing it in the residential 1 district, residential 2 district, and the transitional commercial district. In the transitional commercial zoning district, Article 11, there would be one line added that there shall be a minimum side yard of 15 feet when abutting a transitional commercial district. And lastly, the accompanying comprehensive plan amendment. At this time, we have received a request on behalf of Stephen and Melody Bean, the owners of the property at 6712 Jefferson Street, requesting that the Planning Commission and Town Council defer consideration of and action on rezoning 202205, consideration of rezoning application for 6712 Jefferson Street and accompanying ZTA and CPA to their respective August 2022 meetings. They will continue to work with the town staff and town attorney on this matter and anticipate that it will be ready for action by the time the Planning Commission and Town Council meet in August. And this was submitted by Holland and Knight LLP, Michelle Rosati. So without further question, I do have one citizen comment to read into the record that was received on Wednesday, June 22nd.
Yeah, we need to open it up first. Okay, I guess that is the next thing. I open the floor for public comment on the joint hearing. Rob, you got to do the same.
Without, excuse me, without any further comments this evening, at the recommendation of the town planner.
We got to open it first.
You need to open the public hearing first.
Oh,
Pretty much repeat the last sentence of my dialogue.
I'm sorry?
You can just repeat the second half of the sentence of my dialogue.
Oh. I'd like to open the floor for public comment on the joint public hearing.
Okay, Emily, we'll start with the email.
Okay, this was received on June 22nd. Hello, Emily. Thank you very much for sending this. I talked with my husband, and generally we don't have a problem with the rezoning, except that we want to ensure all are aware of our right-of-way through the driveway of the property to the back of our property. We use this area frequently and do not want it blocked by parked cars, etc., because we intend to continue using it. I am attaching the relevant portion of our deed and plat. I am also including Ms. Henry on here because I sent this same message to her earlier before I received your email. Please let me know if you have any questions or need any additional information from us. Thank you. Lisa Aguirre, 6720 Jefferson Street, Haymarket, Virginia. We will include this as well as the attachments in the record.
Okay, thank you. Anyone out there in public land who want to come up to the podium? Okay. So I guess now it's your turn, Rob.
Okay. Second time's a charm. Without any further comments this evening, at the recommendation of the town planner, the Planning Commission moves to hold the public hearing open until it August 15, 2022 meeting. Do I have a second on the motion?
Friendly amendment to the motion.
Okay.
Remove the planning commission defer consideration until the 8/15/22 meeting and its public hearing be held open through that date.
8:15
Kim?
instead of 7.
Well,
8/15/22.
You want to ask for a
So-
second on the amendment?
All right. Do I have a second on the amendment?
My second.
And a roll call, please.
Ware?
Aye.
Hallett?
Yes.
Chrisman?
Here. Yes. Yes.
It's my turn. Without any further comments this evening, at the recommendation of the town planner, I do hear a motion on hold of the public hearing, open until the regular monthly meeting in September. I thought you got it in October, August. Is it for September?
We would like for council to have it open until September following the planning commission's meeting in August.
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Ware?
Aye.
Casanello?
Yep.
Ramirez? Yes. Morris?
Yes.
All right. I would like to open the planning commission meeting for the purpose of approving the minutes only. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
My second.
All right. All in favor? All right. May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All right.
Aye.
Okay, thanks to the planning commission members for their time on this public hearing.
Thank you.
guys.
So that means, I guess, we're not doing our public hearing.
We are.
We are?
Yeah,
Oh, we
this
have
is,
the
this is for amendment,
Yes, that's right.
ZTA text changes.
Yep, that's right.
Okay, let's open up the public announcement for the ZTA changes.
That's right.
Could I have the announcement read into record?
Notice is hereby given that the town council of the town of Haymarket will hold a public hearing on Monday, June 27th, 2022 at 7 p.m. in the Haymarket Town Hall located 15000 Washington Street, Suite 100, to consider the adoption of general and comprehensive amendments to the zoning and subdivision ordinance, Chapter 58 of the Town Code. The purpose of the amendments include updating the retail use, personal services definition, allowable uses in the industrial district and conservation district, and area regulations in the conservation district. The ordinance draft is available on the town's website at townofhaymarket.org and for review at the town hall located at 15000 Washington Street between the hours of 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. Phone number 703-753-2600. All meetings are open to the public. The town of Haymarket does not discriminate on the basis of disability in admission or access to its programs and activities. The location of this public hearing is believed to be accessible to persons with disabilities. Any person with questions on the accessibility of the facility should contact the town clerk at the above address or above telephone number of the above number. If you wish to comment but cannot attend the public hearing, please send your comments to the Clerk of Council, Kim Henry, by June 27th, 2022 at 4:30 p.m. by email khenry@townofhaymarket.org or via mail 15000 Washington Street, Suite 100, Haymarket.
Okay. Emily, if you could please give a brief report.
Thank you. So as we've previously discussed, we had 4 minor cleanup items for the ZTA. This is normal when you pass a larger zoning ordinance, so we recently did that December of 2021. So we are on packet page 26 for those following along. And these are the 4 brief items. We're going to modify the retail use personal services definition. We are taking and we are putting day spas, it's highlighted, into the definition, and we are striking it from the bottom of the definition where it states that this definition does not include day spas. We're going to modify the use table to include personal services in the I-1 zoning district. This was an oversight when we were going through the zoning ordinance previously. Again, personal services definition is right above there, so you can see what types of uses are included. Number 3, we're going to modify the use table to remove mobile food unit in the Conservation 1 district. Again, this was small oversight. We don't really have anywhere to park food trucks in the Conservation District, nor is it appropriate at this time. And then we're going to be modifying section 58-15.2. We had not included all of the necessary regulations for the C1 Conservation District, so we have spelled those out, A through H, as you can see on page 26 and page 27 of your agenda packet. If there's no further questions after the public hearing, there is a motion on page 27, but first we do need to hear public comment.
Okay, I open the floor for public comment. Any emails in?
No emails.
Anybody out in public here who wants to come up to the podium? Okay. So I close the meeting. Close the public hearing. Now we'll go on to public hearing number 2, the fourth quarter budget amendment.
The Town of Haymarket Town Council will hold a public hearing on Monday, June 27th, 2022, beginning at 7 p.m. at the Haymarket Town Hall, 15000 Washington Street, Suite 100, Haymarket, Virginia, and or such other times as to which such hearing may be continued, to consider amending the FY 21-22 budget as summarized. This amendment will now increase the adopted operating budget for fiscal year 2021/2022 by $107,502. The new overall adopted budget with these increases will be $4,655,323. The proposed budget amendments are available for public review both online at townofhaymarket.org and in the clerk's office at 15000 Washington Street, Suite 100, Haymarket. The hearing is being held in a public facility believed to be accessible to persons with disabilities. Any person with questions on the accessibility to the facility should contact the town clerk at the above address or by calling 703-753-2600.
Okay.
Mr. Gonzalez is online, ready to give a brief report and before you open up the public hearing.
Okay. If you could give a brief report, please.
Good evening, Council and Mayor. Yes, so this fourth quarter amendment is to address some of the increases in the expected revenues, as y'all can see in the breakdown on the public notice. It's also addressing a few items that we need from the very beginning with the police department. We were having to use a lot of the part-timers at the beginning until we got fully staffed. The budget, the amendment's basically just addressing items that we knew we needed to. We were just waiting towards the fourth quarter to see how the revenues will end up towards the end of the year.
Okay. Thank you, Roberto. I open this up for public comment. Do we have any emails? Anyone in public who wants to come up to the podium? Okay, I close the public hearing. Now it's time to open the monthly work session meeting. The agenda is missing one thing. If I don't have any objection, I would like to include a closed session between items 12 and 13.
No objection.
No objections? Okay, let me mark that in. Okay, we'll start off with our agenda items then. The monthly financial report. Make sure Roberto heard me.
Yes, I did hear. I'm sorry. So good evening, council, again. As you can see, there's a few items I wanted to address. This report is coming up towards the end of our fiscal year for 2022. I highlighted some key points that I wanted to make council aware of. For example, the sales tax. We are projecting to go way over what the expected revenue source is, as well as the meals tax. They are doing above average what we expected. Another item I wanted to discuss during this budget was the VDOT detail. The VDOT details. It's something new that wasn't there last month. I'm not sure if Chief will be addressing it, but basically it's a pass-through. There's a confusion with VDOT as to how our officers will be paid for the traffic detours that they were assisting with during the crosswalk work. So the town is going to go ahead and make sure that our officers get paid instead of having to wait due to the confusion with the VDOT paperwork. We are getting reimbursed. In fact, this was the first reimbursement we received, and we have filed for an additional charges for the additional work they have done. One of the other items that I highlighted on this monthly budget is also the Department of Fire Programs. This is the annual grant that we received for the fire department. This is the grants that allowed us to assist our fire department, local fire departments, purchasing the vest along with the equipment they needed for their boats. This year it's a little bit higher than the past. What I plan on doing is, of course, deferring this to hold off until once council decides how they plan to use it in the next fiscal year, or whenever it's requested by the departments. Legal services and the expenditures, page 22. Just wanted to make a note that this is as of May. We still have one more June invoice that will come through. It will pull us over budget, but I will keep an eye on that and address it once it comes in. Another line that I highlighted on page 23, it's minimal, but I just wanted to make you aware that I was paying attention to it. The trash service was a little bit over than anticipated due to some of the costs were increased when we did some of the events last year. And if we go to page 25, this is an unaudited net revenue as of right now. But as you can see, we have a surplus of $418,864.60 for this fiscal year. I like to say that this is due to us being fiscally responsible, yes, still addressing many of the items we needed to this fiscal year, but also with the increase in revenues on some of the revenue line items that we had discussed earlier. This has definitely given us a strong surplus this year. We still have 1 month to go, and it will add to this surplus. So in the next meeting, I hope to be addressing that with you guys as well. As of right now, I don't know if there's any specific questions or any line items anyone in council would like to discuss. I am ready to answer.
Anybody have any questions?
No, sir.
I don't have a question, I got a comment.
Comment? Feel free, Bob.
Just so nobody's surprised in July and August, by the time we close the books on the fiscal year, FY 21-22, we're going to be approaching, if not surpassing, potentially, $500,000 in surplus. And I'm going to bring forth a resolution to issue a tax refund for a portion of that. Just throwing it out there.
Okay.
But I'm not even
Well-
going to bring that forward with any details until I know
what the unaudited surplus is.
Yep, and that'll be discussed when you do,
July work session, August, I don't know.
No surprises, is that what he said? No surprises? Thank you. I'll anxiously await it.
no, it's not.
As long as it,
Could you turn your mic on, Bob? Is your mic on?
sorry about that. And as long, if you got a second, if you indulge me, I just want to also issue a reminder to everybody, since this is about money. We're now 2 years into the term, or we will be in a week. Your COIA and FOIA training expires. So you've got to redo both the Freedom of Information Act training and the Conflict of Interest Act training, because the statute mandates that you do it every 2 years. So just start thinking about that, because I know that we've all done it. I'm just not confident some other local jurisdictional boards have done that. And I'd like for us to stay on the straight and narrow with that.
On the same page, if Emily, if you could send out that link that we got the last time.
Make sure you send the COIA link out as well.
Yep.
Thank you, Bob, good reminder.
Okay. On top of the budget, if anybody doesn't have any comments, I have one comment. Roberto, the trash removal contract, that little bit over, you said it was from added pickups. Are these added pickups for bulk pickup and things that have been requested by the citizens?
Correct, sir. It's a few minor things. We anticipate usually that we'll have to do some out of scheduled bulk pickups. But due to current prices and everyone knows inflation, some of the pricing has increased a bit. So that's mainly what it was due to, was nothing out of the ordinary, really. But I am hoping to address that with a meeting with the trash service pretty soon. I believe we're supposed to have to discuss any future increases when it comes to the bulk pickup, not the contract, but the bulk pickups and any extra additional work that we'd request from them.
Okay, so this wouldn't be a contract negotiation, right? This is just added adjustments to the contract?
Correct. These are out of the norm adjustments or requests that our residents at times ask us to do for them.
Yep. Okay. I'd like you to keep an eye on that, be aware of what our expenses are when it comes to added surplus pickups or bulk pickups, so that we can understand how we charge back to our residents.
Will do. One note before
I'd just like to give Roberto credit. It was only a 0.13% deviation.
Oh, yeah, well, I just want to make this aware, because it is an issue that I feel will probably come up with the way the gas prices are coming. I think they're going to renegotiate this a lot higher.
Fuel adjustment clause or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yes, we'll definitely, I'll definitely keep council aware of it as soon as I find out any information on that. But the one thing I do want to add before I forget, I know it's weird because it's so late, but our FY21 audit has been completed officially. Our auditor, Michael Lupton, is scheduled to Zoom in to present the audit on August 1st. This is the time that if council wishes, you have the ability to ask Mr. Lupton any of the questions when it comes to the financials and financial standings of the town. If there's any specific questions, or you guys would like to meet to kind of get an idea what we can ask them, I'll be more than happy to meet with any one of y'all from here till July or August 1st. But yes, I just want to make you guys aware that he will be presenting. That is part of the contract that we had agreed on for this year with them.
Okay, thank you, Roberto.
My schedule.
We'll mark that for the August timeframe.
Put that in my schedule.
Okay, if there's no more on the financial report, we'll move on. Okay, we got the fourth quarter budget amendment. Do I have any motions?
Move adoption of the fourth quarter budget amendment.
I'll second that.
as presented.
Got a motion and a second by Councilman Passanello, just in case you didn't hear that, Kim. Okay, any discussion required? We'll put it up for a vote, please.
Weir,
All right,
Casanello,
Yes.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Okay, next item. We got the zoning text amendment changes, definitions, and allowable uses. Anybody want to make a motion?
page 27.
Mr. Mayor, I move that Town Council approve the proposed amendments as presented in the zoning text amendment draft dated 5/11/22 to the Town Council.
Second.
Okay, got a motion, a second. Any last-minute discussions?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Emily, maybe you could clarify, there are no height restrictions on cooling towers, radio, or communication towers?
In reference to the
4 Echo, 4E.
We can't do that.
Explain, please.
We can't, under FCC regulations, we have no authority over things like radio and communication towers. They have, it's sort of like power lines above a certain capacity. We don't have the authority to dictate heights or anything like that. The other stuff simply applies to stuff above the 25 feet in height. If you look at every other section of the zoning code, we've got the exact same language regarding chimney flues, cooling towers, and those, parapet walls. It makes it standardized with the rest of the code.
So you're saying we could put up a 2-story building and the tower can go on top of that and there are no restrictions?
within what the
With it.
They would have a
state
hard time
regulations.
citing one in the conservation area, because you're not allowed, to my understanding, you're not allowed to build one in a flood zone anyway.
Correct. So that's what I was going to add, is that a majority of our conservation district is in a flood zone and RPA. So based on Chesapeake Bay Preservation Act, there is very limited buildable area that they're able to work with back there. And then in addition, the types of uses that we allow there, majority of them are special use. I'm happy to go through them if you would like real quick.
I mean, real quick. I just
Okay,
wanted to.
there's only a few. Utility service minor, special use permit, garden center, special use permit, greenhouse commercials permitted, again, only up to 2 stories. Greenhouse permitted up to 2 stories, and those are the only allowable uses in the C1.
So the first thing you mentioned,
Is a utility service minor by special use
Which we
permit.
have in place already. If you drive down Old Carolina Road, right on the other side of the bridge, there's a small utility facility right there at the edge of the creek. I think it's a transfer station for Verizon or something like that.
That's
so,
correct.
so you're saying that the Chesapeake Bay,
That predates Chess Bay.
but that prevents it from happening?
It prevents a lot of buildable uses from going there because of the stability of the land and then
Okay.
the flood zone and the RPA that they are trying very hard to protect. So that protects us furthermore by setting up our conservation district and
Okay.
protecting that land.
So this doesn't stand on its own? There's more?
There are, yes,
Okay.
there are more regulations and more requirements that would have to be met. Should they come in for any type of a application in the C1, they have to meet these, but we also have to look at that flood zone and make sure that they're
Okay.
not within.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay, anything else? We'll put it up for vote.
Lear,
All right?
Casanello,
Yes.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Okay, since we, through recommendation of the PC, pretty much have tabled agenda item 4, we'll skip over that one. We'll go into the resolution for order of business. Do I have a motion?
You have Are they highlighted, the changes?
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, I would move the rules of procedure as amended.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and second. Last chance for discussion.
Just to highlight what we're voting on, we're Section 2 meetings. First Monday of the month, 6 p.m. closed session as needed, 7 p.m. regular meeting. Section 2-6 organizational meeting. The first meeting in January following the November council election is held, shall be known as the organizational meeting. Hold on, let me read that again. The first meeting in January following the November council election is held. Something is wrong there. Or is it me? I know what you're thinking. That it's me and my English. But the first...
Should just strike the words "is held."
Yes.
Okay. The first meeting in January following the November council election shall be known as the organizational meeting.
Right.
And Section 5-1, order of business between roll call and adjourned closed session is the closed session number 3. And just for public record, the reason for this is because of our contract change with our attorney and being fiscally responsible in inviting him to meetings when it's necessary. And if so, it restricts us also with our time constraint with him, notwithstanding that there are regular meetings planned between town staff and the attorney.
And of course, that one that you had a little bit of problems with because of the shift of elections forced on us by the state of Virginia.
There's nothing in the charter about the organizational meeting.
Yes, there is.
So is that something we're going to have to
We're
clean
going
up?
to have to we're going to have to pursue a charter amendment. I'm already engaged with our delegate to do a cleanup.
Okay.
I mean, there's no way around it at this point in time.
Yeah, it was.
We've got a statutory mandate to clean it up now.
And
They gave us a grace period.
Yes.
so that'll get us around the charter itself as the operative.
Correct.
Okay.
So as it stands right now, Bob, if nothing is done in January, can we still go forward with our January organizational meeting?
Yeah, we're changing the rules. I mean, yeah, we'll be fine. But we do need to, for a variety of reasons, we do need to clean up the charter, although I am always loath to open the charter to examination by the General Assembly, because you never know what those guys are going to do, but
Well,
we don't, at this point in time, we're sort of backed into a corner by them changing the election dates. We have to clean it up.
right. Well, and we have to do it
This year.
because,
Our grace year is used up.
yes. And plus, our delegate may no longer be our delegate, and that's a real good opportunity to do it.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
don't know who our delegate's going to be.
But what I know is definitely it's not going on personnel to clean it up. So like we have some volunteers on the east side.
We should start working on that over the summer, I think.
We need to,
Yeah,
we need
we
to
need
work
to-
on it in the next month. I'm going on vacation, so
Well, when we get back.
if there's if there's no objection,
Well, if we wanted,
if there's no objection, since I'll need to do something while I'm sitting on the veranda, I think it's pretty straightforward. It's just changing some dates.
Spell check.
And the less we do, the better.
Absolutely.
So I'll have a draft ready by the August meeting,
Okay, that's great.
and run it by Martin.
The July work session,
July
the
work
August
session,
meeting.
August meeting?
Sure.
You drive a hard bargain.
It's easy to do. I mean, it's only a couple of date changes.
See, the only problem is doing this and submitting it
It opens everything else.
Yep.
opens everything else up, and you don't know what mischief they may get into.
And it's happened in
Or
it
surprises.
happened with Pound this year.
We're talking about a
state.
assembly,
Richmond change.
Right.
general assembly mischief. We don't know.
Will,
It
will
happened
we
to the
be
town
able to
of
make
Pound
the
this year.
agenda for the fall session?
No problem.
Okay.
No, it'll be January, right? It'll be January session?
It'll be the January session of the General Assembly, yeah.
Yeah. and we
But that's when our
pre-file-
delegate will be transferring, right?
No,
No?
Another year.
Another year? Okay.
So it'll be pre-filed, what, December?
actually, no, the pre-filing window opens, I want to say she said July.
Oh, excellent. We get this.
So that's one of those ones you just pre-file and get out of the way, and it goes off on an agenda, and it's one of those things that's usually pro forma. I mean, they had, I want to say they had probably 60 or 70 charter changes last year, at the last session,
Because of the election
be-
change.
because of the election stuff, and of them, I think only 2 were problematic, or 2 opened up a can of worms, and 1 was pound.
Yeah, that was the problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Any more discussion items? Okay.
Weir,
I,
Casanello,
Yes?
Ramirez,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Okay. Next item, which was the edit item. Bob, are you set up for that?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I move that the council convene in closed session and discuss the following as permitted by Virginia Code Section 2.23711A1, a personnel matter involving assignment, appointment, promotion, performance, demotion, salaries, disciplining, or resignation of specific public officers, appointees, or employees of the town, specifically dealing with the town manager/zoning administrator.
Second?
Okay, got a motion, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Can we take a 5-minute?
Yeah.
Let's go 5-minute break while we set up, and while we
Soon enough.
Okay, let's open this meeting back up from the closed session. Attestation, please.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the council certify that in the closed session just concluded, nothing was discussed except the matter or matters specifically identified in the motion to convene in closed session and lawfully permitted to be discussed in a closed session under the provisions of the Virginia Freedom of Information Act as cited in that motion.
Second.
Okay, motion second. Roll call, please.
Weir,
Aye.
Casanello.
Yep.
Larson,
Yep.
Ramirez. Yes. Morris.
Yes.
Next agenda item.
Move to adjourn.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Without objection, direct the mayor to proceed as discussed immediately.
Okay.
No objections?
Nope.
Just direction.
Okay.
I want the mayor to understand what the word
Second.
immediately means.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Wow.
We beat it. We beat it.
Good job, guys.
All right.